Doom vivamus vivamus Epicureans. This is the BCE Comics Pod one-shot edition. I'm your host, Nick Smith, and I'm joined by...
Stojr from Stojr Shelf. How's it going, Nick?
I'm doing well, particularly since we are participating in Kurtis Findlay's Epic Marvel Podcast Reading Club, and I nearly have all of that memorized at this point. And this is going to be our brief thoughts on today's issue, which is Kitty Pryde and Wolverine number 5. You can tell we're recording this late in the night. I'm starting to get silly. I don't know why I'm saying starting. I've been getting silly. All right, Kitty Pryde and Wolverine number 5, Courage. All right, yeah. Kitty reflects on events as she tries to set up a confrontation with Ogun, during which she decides to adopt a new persona, and that will be Shadowcat. Suspecting that Ogun would try to lure Wolverine by targeting Mariko, although I'm not sure why she thinks that, but she does. Kitty goes to my notes. I was reading and typing this up while watching the Olympics. That's a mistake. I should be more focused. I was about to say I should be more focused on my job. This isn't my job. Kitty goes to Mariko first. And then Ogun shows up because he's going for Mariko for some reason. And so Kitty then fights Ogun because of course she does. Ogun gets the upper hand by taking out Kitty's phasing power with some good drugs, and just as Ogun is about to defeat Kitty, Wolverine shows up looking like a badass. All right, Stojr, what are your thoughts?
I was a little confused that I thought Kitty was getting on a plane on the last page of the last issue, and then all of a sudden she's not. I didn't understand that at all. So whatever. I think it's. I also don't understand why they aged up Amiko so quickly.
Yeah.
She was not that young. She was not that old in the X-Men issue that we saw. So she's very quickly went from, toddler or 5-year-old to middle schooler or something like that within a couple months.
Look, all you got to do is just go into limbo for a little bit, and it's fine. You come out a teenager, right? That's what you do.
Yeah, there's that. The magic, the magic of limbo. I think some of it's a little confusing. I guess I'm not too much bumping into the fact that they're all kind of centered around Mariko because Ogun rather knows Wolverine, so he's going to use something to lure them out, right? So I get that. And I think that's a cool last panel. I do think that him coming out like a badass in that last panel is pretty good. So, but everything else is it's just kind of a little bit messy, a little bit confusing. It's like we're filling in the page count to get here. This could have been an email, or this could have been a couple pages. So what did you think?
Yeah, this is fine. It's setting up the final battle to wrap up the series. I felt like Milgram's art is starting to get a little more blocky than I would like. And yeah, Wolverine showing up at the end there, it is cool, but he just looks a little strange. His boots flare a little too much. How do you run in that? I mean, I know he's always had that design, but that's really big. And I don't know, he doesn't have a neck. But maybe Wolverine never had much of a neck to begin with, so it's starting to feel a little weird for me. I did notice, though, on page 432, and I looked back, and this effect was done a couple other times, too. I just happened to notice it here for the first time. The coloring here, notice the panels go from yellow and then shade darker into red in the background. We don't get a lot of details in the background, but having that color kind of showing the increased harsh tone that Wolverine has in what he's saying, I thought it was a neat little effect. But it's we're setting things up for what's to come, and as you've been saying now, we're pulling taffy. That sounds dirty.
Yeah, and I guess my only other comment too is on that last panel, the last page, I start to realize that and maybe this is my modern sensibilities, but are we going to see him smoking just all the time? He climbed up on the roof to fight this master, but he had time to light his cigar or cigarette. and sit there and smoke it a little bit before he like made himself known. Just seemed a little odd. Just had to get that cigarette in his mouth.
That's how you know he's cool in a bad dude, right?
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts, Stojer?
No, I'm good to go. Looking forward to the finale.
The grand finale or the grand finale? Which one is it?
I think it's the latter.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, guys. If you have enjoyed our thoughts, follow us on YouTube. We're going to read, rate, and review a big collected edition comic once a month, plus these daily one-shots. My pointer is all over the place. I can't find the outro. There it is. Okay, here we go. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next time.